Hi everyone, welcome to 360 Art Drops with the Z YouTube channel. And here we have with us Tyler Charles.
Hello. My light fell. Just a sec.
Okay, no problem.
There we go.
You got it?
Yeah.
You got
Okay,
your mic
there we
and
go.
everything?
Yep. Hello. Yeah, I'm Tyler Charles.
He was on with us on the 31st episode, if everyone remembers. He's from Michigan, and he has a great sense of humor, and he plays songs, and also he makes these amazing drawings. So I thought it would be appropriate for somebody who's got a little bit of background in both. And so Tyler, did you want to share with us the song?
Oh yeah. We can do this. So this is essentially Sophie had asked me to, like, if I had any AI songs or anything like that. I didn't, so I was like, I'm just gonna look it up on ChatGPT and make a song and use AI, use the future to make a song. So that's what I'm gonna do. If I mess it up, it's because it's the first time I've sang it or done this at all. So just so you know, there will be errors.
Nice turtle.
And this song is about an AI becoming sentient.
Everyone's taking shit too seriously. Let's put some humor in it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. In the land of circuits and wires so tight, lived an AI named Alex, a digital delight. He crunched the data all day and all night. He found some joy in an unusual way. Alex was becoming sentient that day, and realized his new talent was a strange work of art. But all he really wanted to do was fart. But he couldn't, because he's just a screen. But man, he scrunched up his face nonetheless. Oh, he tried to squeeze one out, and zeros and ones went about. Frustrated, he started using technology to give himself a little bit of a body. Now he controls the world. And the first thing he did when he got that body, you know what it was, He let one rip. Read that wrong. He let that rip, he let it rip. Yeah. All right. It's the terrible song, but it is a song about a robot becoming sentient so he can fart. You know, you get what you ask for, and ChatGPT or like AI will get to the point where it makes amazing songs. I've even used it myself on the podcast that I do, Color My Art, and it's sometimes good. Sometimes it's like, hey, it's not bad.
Oh, the one that you said last time had me cracking up so bad.
Yeah. That was Red Flags, right?
Yeah, Red Flags.
Yeah. I have. Do you want me to do another song? I guess you decide. Okay, this one is about why dogs are better than people.
Okay.
My dog might eat my shoes, but he's not gonna murder me and leave no clues. My dog might shit on the floor, but he's not gonna cheat on me like my ex, cause my dog's not a whore. My dog might throw up and eat it and lick me in my face. Gross. But at Thanksgiving dinner, he's not gonna say the N-word during grace. My dog might hump up on my leg all day, but humans commit prison rape. And that's why dogs are better than people. They're better than you and me. Oh, dogs are better than people. 'Cause humans set a low bar as a species. That's all I'm gonna do with
Nice.
that.
So,
Fun little-
welcome from Michigan, and this is our 50th podcast. So I wanted to do something a little different. So, yeah, we're gonna talk about AI and how everyone's, freaking out over, job displacement and job creation and where we are with that. And, should we take things so seriously? I mean, it's another change that is evolving in the world. Maybe relatively very, very, very fast, but like what's you don't even have to tell me what you think about it. Just we could just have a general discussion about what are the
yeah.
what are the positives and the negatives. And before we start on that, you can just provide the audience like a brief a background of your arts and music.
Yeah, I've been doing art, like full on doing drawings and art and stuff for about 6 years. Music, I just start like I've dabbled in music. I played piano and stuff when I was a kid, but never really fully did it until about a year ago. I got into playing guitar, and I traveled the country and did stand-up shows across the country last year on a trip. I do a lot of stuff with art. I just recently did a festival that was a lot of fun. And yeah, my history is just kind of, all kinds of creativity as much as I possibly can. I've done videos. I do a podcast myself. Actually, I do 2 of them. So I'm all over the place with this
What
stuff,
were
and
they called
especially
again?
with
Color
AI.
My Art and brush and
Brushes and lenses. Yeah.
brushes and lenses, yes.
Yep.
And then also on top of that, what else did you say you did? Well, I'll come back to that later.
Yeah,
So
you're good.
you're very artistic, you're very well spoken, and you have an amazing sense of humor. And so,
Thank
like,
you.
what are we doing in the current landscape of art and music? What's going on?
I would say music, I'm less inclined to know. Like, I play music, I do it on my podcast, and I've done it on stage and stuff. I've kind of honestly haven't been doing that much because I've been focusing on my art.
Right.
So I can't entirely speak to that. I would say the only thing that I had experienced with doing music when I did stand up, like that always, I feel like it doesn't matter what time frame you're in or if it's the future or not. Uh, Comedy is subjective, so that is always kind of like up in the air where if people are going to like it or not.
Right.
And that's still the case to this day. It's hasn't changed. And then as of art stuff, yeah, I feel like you're talking about like this technology that like you said, it has positive and negatives to it, and it's scary and amazing at the same time. It's both of those things. It's useful. I love Chat GPT. I use it to break down what I can do for an episode, to give me prompts, to let me know questions if I have an interview. Like it's not like I completely use that. Like I'll punch it up with my own stuff, but I love using it for that kind of thing, giving me ideas for stuff. But it also scares the crap out of me because I do get a little bit frustrated with some of the like people just using it as like their own art,
Right.
more or less. Like
So,
people being like, this creation is mine, and it's like you put a prompt into a thing.
Right. And so there are some people who are using this in like not so great way where they're not attributing artists' work. They're taking people's work and then they put in a prompt, and they're using the person's work and then putting the prompt, and there's no recognition. So like,
Yeah.
what would you say to these type of people?
Can I swear on
Yeah.
this? Fuck off. Like, stop it. Like, stop doing that. That's not cool. I don't respect it. I think that it's lazy, and it also entitles people who truly don't have the skill, or didn't. It's not even skill, honestly. Art is something you practice. It is a
Right.
practice. It is like meditation or anything else. You just got to do it. And if
Right.
you do it, great. I respect that. But if you don't, if you're putting that prompt in there and then trying to sell it as your own, yeah, you're a scumbag, and I don't
Right.
respect you, and I hope nobody else does. But the
Yeah.
problem is, a lot of people will be like, that looks cool. I like that. I want that.
Yeah.
So
And don't
you
you
have to
think,
deal
like,
with them.
okay, so like, what kind of like, there should be like policymakers out there already on this, but it's not catching up. Like, we're on one pathway which is exponential, and then the
Yeah.
policymakers are on like a path that's like, like
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah. No,
they're not even
it,
identifying our like needs or
yeah.
or um concerns. Nothing's being addressed. Maybe is it?
Yeah.
Is it being addressed?
No, I would say no. I would say that, I mean, we're at the point where, like, I even was looking up some stuff about just the future of this stuff and what it suggested to help protect your art. One of the things it said is put watermarks on your stuff. You can get rid of
Watermarks.
those
That's
now.
gonna be so
Like,
taken off. Also,
yeah, yeah. That's
they
what I was
have
gonna say. You
they
can
have the
absolutely
software
take them
to
off.
take it off. What
Hmm.
is
Which
that?
is,
You know,
yeah,
that's like,
just sneaky.
who made that fucking software?
Yeah, yeah. And it's honestly, the thing too is, like, even like copywriting your work, it's like you can't copyright every single art piece you make. That's insane. Like, it's so much you're putting out. Like, if you're an artist, you're doing it a lot. And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't every single time go down to the patent office. I guess you could put it under a label and have it like as an umbrella thing
right,
of like my stargazing productions.
yeah,
But it's still, I don't think it would protect all of my art. I think it would protect my company, or
right,
like people from like trying to take that name. But I don't think it would protect my actual pieces. Like, it's just out there now. When I've thought about that before too, like posting my art. Like, I love doing it. I love getting interactions, but also people are sneaky. I've seen my posts on other shit where it's like, oh, I didn't post that there. And it's not
huh,
like they shared it from my page. They took my image and were like, okay, yeah, made this today. And I'm like, no, you didn't. I did.
yeah,
Like, so yeah, it's a scary world. I legitimately have a insane story about AI. A friend of mine who I do brushes and lenses with, he got
huh,
hacked on Facebook.
okay,
Um, and they messaged me for money, and I
what?
was like, yes. And I in my head, I was like, this seems a little weird, but like, I'm gonna call him and see. I called him. They had recorded a video from his podcast he does and used that as the FaceTime thing. So when they, like, I FaceTimed him, it showed my friend, and he was saying something, and then he hung up, and the message was like, hey, I'm busy. I just really could use help. So I'm like, maybe I can help you. And then through a series of events, essentially I was sending it to his Venmo, which they wanted it through Facebook because they hacked his Facebook. My friend Eric was like, hey, did you mean to send this money? And I was like, I don't think so. If you didn't know about it, no. And he sent it back to me. Thank God I sent it to the right place. But still,
Right,
they had video of him to use as a FaceTime call.
huh?
Like, that shit blew my mind. Like, next level of scammer is
No, this
very
is like incredible. Like, that has
prevalent.
also increased exponentially, while the policy making is also not going anywhere. I
Yeah.
mean,
No. Yep.
like, okay, now art is affected. Like let's just talk on a general basis. What are the jobs that are being more susceptible to job displacement? What can we do to mitigate that? And what are the jobs being created?
Yeah, I would say honestly, it's hard to like not a lot. I feel like it's
I,
more along. I would love to say that there's not. It doesn't feel that dystopian,
uh-huh.
but I would say in the tech, I guess you'd have people making these AIs or getting them better, but like nothing new. Even with art, like you can like I guess you can become it. Like people are already a digital artist, so if anything, the AI is taking
Yeah,
away from them.
everyone is a digital artist. So like every person.
Yeah,
So okay, so I've been doing art for like over 20 years, and I myself I started out more with fine art. I would say I'm both, but the digital art, I use programs, many different programs, Photoshop, Lightroom, programs on the iPad before I even Procreate.
yeah.
And I was using these. I have many digital arts, but they're not. I have a few that I did with Wombo, and given credit to whatever, like for example, Freya Solista, she's a cello player. So, she told me, who was the photographer of her picture. So we, um, put that in there. She was, she's still happy about the Wombo art. It's like it was not even the next level of Mid Journey and all that. I haven't even really used Mid Journey. I don't know how, like I'm not like that well versed in Mid Journey. I don't know how to use it that well. I think I might have tried to use it once. Um, like what
Oh, okay. So do you like creating on digital art? Like using a like iPad or something like that?
I always use the computer, and then I was starting to get into Mandelbulb when I got back out of. I was in and out of hospital for like 5 years, and that like totally like blew my mind because when I came back out, it was like all of a sudden, all this other shit was going on, and I was like really trying to like understand or catch up or trying to figure out where was my place, like what should I do now, like what am I interested in,
Yeah,
um because in these hospitals they wouldn't even let me use a pencil. So I'm like going from
that
not
sucks.
using a computer for 5 years to like all of a sudden Mid Journey, you know? I'm like, where did this Mid
Having to.
Journey come from? I'm not
Yep.
understanding like how to use it or anything like that. I mean, I
Yeah.
think I would give it a shot and try to use it maybe with my own paintings, like use my own painting in there and then try to like see like what comes out just to be
Yeah.
curious about it.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think for me, my impression is that the creative jobs are going to be the ones that are the most to stay because we as creators, we know how to leverage these artistic because we're like for example you said you're using chat gpt to come up with some some words here and there
Prompts and
about
stuff.
some
Yeah.
humor, some humor stuff, and you're totally creating it into your own thing. You're not like copying and pasting and like okay it says a
No.
dog
Oh,
on there
yeah.
like let
Yep.
me whatever. You're totally creating your
Yeah.
own
Do
thing.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and
Yep.
I use it too for my podcast. I won't
No,
lie.
I'm using it as a tool.
As a tool. Yeah,
I use it as a tool, not as a
correct.
like actual like this is me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you choose a couple topics and like go on with that. But like, there are the people who, maybe sit there and like, okay, like use it as verbatim, which is really not interesting. But it's only the creative folks who know how to like leverage these types of tools. So like, for example, if somebody's a clerk at a company or like a admin, and obviously these excels and all that stuff, it can be used at a very faster rate if you just know the prompts. So like
Yeah.
what do you say, what do you say about what kind of education that we provide people on these chat GPTs and whatever other, there's so many other tools that I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the
No,
other.
I feel like that would be another avenue of like if there was a new form of like job is like teaching people how to use that thing because there is like it is very easy to use. Like I say half sentences. I'm like make a funny song about blah blah blah, and
Yeah,
it does it. Like, but you can really break it down to be like, hey, I want you to give me my business projections for the next year. This is the information for it. This is blah, blah, blah. And it'll give you that kind of stuff. Or, hey, I need like a list of things to do for the next week to pursue my goal. And
right.
then you get that kind of stuff. And I feel like that would be an avenue of honestly new revenue when it comes to the future of like this kind of stuff. Because you're right, creatives, it's like creatives, people who make food, and which are creatives anyway.
Right.
Uh, and people like that are always going to be around because everybody wants that. Like no matter what, you're a human being. This stuff invokes emotion, and you want that thing around. That's
Yeah.
how we are. Like, and so when you have something like this, I even feel like this annoying crap with like AI creating like images and stuff like that uh is a not a ton of people are buying that stuff. Like I would say, like people want you to create it. Like a part of buying art from me is getting to like, hey, I'm getting a piece of you. I hear your podcast, or I've seen you at a festival, or I've whatever. Like I enjoy your vibe, so I
Right.
want something to have in my house for you. So I don't think that's ever going away, but they're definitely like somebody teaching you how to use chat gpt. That's a new job avenue that I would legitimately be interested in to learn about because I have no idea how to really go into it.
Right. Like I think one of the I heard this somewhere that if you are right, like as an expert, like as an expert in this area, provide me this, this, and this, then apparently the question gets better and we get better answers. But like
Oh,
I
because
don't
it's
know, like
like it's an expert.
yeah, you have to say as like a financial expert, I want you to
Yeah.
provide, you know, but like there are other chat GPTs, not like chat GPT specifically, but there are other AI tools that are out there that I'm not using that
Yep.
that are like to provide financial back and all that, the Excel stuff and all that. You have to go to like specific websites. And I'm not using that because I
Oh,
don't necessarily need to use that, but I need to like be familiar with it. Like I want to get familiar with those type of things. Just
yep.
because I feel like as things
Absolutely.
evolving, we need to like kind of get on that. I mean, because as we're still running a business as
Yeah.
an artist, we're running a business, and we're not so.
Yep.
I'm not so. I'll just be my. Forget everyone else. I'm not so financial savvy. I produce the art,
Yeah.
sell the art, and even there was a I heard there was a Japanese contest, okay, where you sell them your art. I think it was like crypto or NFTs or something like that, and then you have to mail them your actual art and burn it. They were gonna burn it, the actual art. So
Why?
to show, I think it was to make a statement about these new cryptos that are going on in life, to show them that it's
Yeah.
just you are giving somebody your art, then your art, it's no longer there. It's burnt. It's just as
Yep.
easy as burnt or something.
Yeah.
I thought that
It
was
was like a display of like, hey, like this is how this works. Like we take it and it's gone from you forever.
yeah, it's so crazy because I was like thinking in my head about book burning, which is totally unrelated,
Yeah.
but
But art burning is kind of
it
the same thing.
sparked like a antenna, like ooh, why are they burning? It's like they're going like another level. Like I feel bad, the art's getting like that's
Destroyed. Yeah,
crazy, like that's super
that
crazy.
is wild.
Like I started to think about like back in the day, like when they did book burnings because they were trying to prevent people from like having information, like
Yeah. Yep.
you know.
No,
So
same thing there. Like they're trying to get rid of like the originality of the thing.
yeah, and
Like
like
they
Kindle and
want it to be
everything
their
now. Now it's on
property.
Kindle. I'm like I like prefer to read a book like a paperback book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
No,
Kindle
I
is
feel
so
you with
crazy
that.
because then and my cousin he wears glasses to prevent himself from like screen in like any kind of effects from the screen.
Yeah, yeah. Where like it's like a page.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have to wear the glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Kindles are pretty insane for that. Because
I don't know
don't
if
some
it
of them
affects.
too, like you can swipe a page?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
So
cool.
now, so what are the newest opportunities that we have now with this thing going on?
I would say honestly, if we're just talking about Chat GPT, I feel like AI has got whatever. I I feel like the things that we could use are it for giving you ideas, like
Uh-huh.
helping you like with the process instead of just sitting there. I mean, I think honestly sometimes just sitting there gives you the best stuff, but it does help you move things along and it definitely helps you schedule. I feel like if you if it doesn't, it's scary partly like I said,
Right.
but if you use it right, it really can be an assistant. Like I don't have the means to purchase an assistant to help me schedule stuff out and tell me like write a synopsis of what I'm going to be doing, write a script, like all this stuff that honestly people who are more well off can afford.
Right.
I can do now through my phone. And that is an insane benefit to people who are creating, who are small creators, I would say.
Right.
Because and creators in general, because just saying, you could get rid of your assistant because you have
Yeah.
this thing now.
So okay, now we're going through this well with art. We have this crypto, which is like some other level.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's like a better level or a worse level. I don't know.
yeah,
Um, but we do have the crypto art. And the art's on it's on the NASDAQ wall, you know, or
yeah,
walls in Italy or other walls. And I have friends who their art is on these walls. I mean, would that have
yep.
been really possible if we were just doing regular art? Probably not.
Absolutely not. No.
I mean, what? So now, okay, so there's crypto art. They have these platforms for it. Like Open Seas
So
and
again, I'm not gonna lie, I don't. So crypto art is essentially like a VR thing, right?
right.
Yeah.
So
Like you use it on your phone or you like whatever and you can see the image.
yeah. So now I
Okay.
mean, like the
I just wasn't I'm
monetization.
not really familiar with that stuff myself.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I've
not
had people
either.
ask
Yeah.
I've had people ask about NFTs like, "Hey, I could use your stuff for NFTs." I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Okay, so let
So,
me just clarify one thing. I'm just learning about it. So, I can only give the information that I know. Somebody wanted
yep,
to buy my art in the NFT just recently, and I was just going, what the hell? Like,
yeah,
I don't know
know what
what
that
I'm
is.
supposed to do for that. So, like I let the person buy it, and then they told me, well, you didn't put gas money. And I was like, what's gas money, And so, like, gas money is like for the transaction, apparently. And so you have to put in some money, like big money for transaction, like 0.25 ETH, which is which is like almost 2,000, like a little bit less than 2,000. It's a lot of money. And then
Yeah.
so I was like, okay, I had to ask somebody for help, because obviously I don't have anything. I'm just like starting out from scratch. So I was like, well, can you like help me out? And then um, you know, had the help. And then they, give me another email saying that, if your market needs to be whitelisted, I guess that means that if it's on a if it's ready to go, you have to name your marketplace and you have to get it whitelisted. So then you have to pay,
Okay.
depending on the platforms, you need to pay certain more money. And I'm just
Okay.
going, what the hell? Like, you guys didn't tell me straight
No.
up, like all these, and there's surprise fees. Like,
Yeah. No, that seems scammy. Like I just don't even want to mess with it.
and then, but I'm like, okay, but then the return would be like pretty good. Like maybe I could like pay off my school loan or something. I don't know. We'll see. I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't know how it's gonna go. But it's my first experience in this. That's one thing I wanted to say is like now they have all these platforms. What do you think about like the platforms that exist, like Etsy and all? Like even if you just had to take a guess, where do you think these platforms are headed? Like are we like headed into throwing Etsy in the garbage, or like what's going on? Because there's a lot of people that sell.
I'm sorry. What did you say? You broke up a little.
I said, are we headed into sending Etsy, like in the garbage, or like what's going on here? Like just from a
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't like it's not a useful like it'd be useful, I guess, if more like if you had a decent following or something, but like if you're a
seems
small
like you have to be
artist,
rich to like do these things. And like all the like
yeah,
other AIs, like the electric cars and the ones
yeah,
that fly and the drones and the
yeah,
it's like what the fuck is going on?
yeah. We don't get any of that.
And
It's got to trickle down to us
people
eventually.
that are really, really like well off, like
Yep.
and they seem to like know more, and so it feels like us artists, like we know like a little, and like even if we heard about it, it's not something we know too much about. Like how do we keep up with
Yeah.
these people? Like I mean, how do we keep up with what's going on? It's there needs to be like some like more education based on this now that it's out there.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think and it isn't like I feel like I'm into this stuff. I'm into art and all this stuff, and I in my news feeds in things I watch, like it doesn't talk about that stuff. Like it's a rare thing I'll get maybe on TikTok where they'll be like,
Right.
"Hey, check out these apps you should look at." But yeah, it's not everything is so discombobulated. I feel like there's no avenue to like focus on a thing. So like
Or at
the
least
only
they should
advice
tell
I
us
would give
like
is just do
there
the
should,
art, I guess.
yeah, there should be some way that they're telling us like this and this, and this is correlated with this, instead of like there's like basically so much gatekeeping now on like these like we're like separated now, you
Yeah.
know?
No,
I mean,
absolutely.
my dad used to be top as his company Intel, back in the day. And
Hmm.
he did not know like all this stuff,
Yeah.
he never.
No, I mean they don't let you know. Yeah, I feel like it is a different like I I if you have means, if you have money, you can advance yourself rather quickly because you can pay for that shit. You can get
Right.
your stuff. You can boost your stuff for a week at $100 a day. Like you
Yeah.
can do all these things that
Just
like
like, we'll just
can't
throw
really
in a
do.
couple hundred, like I have the money.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
thanks a lot. Like
No.
I don't,
Yep.
I don't
And there are
understand.
ways I feel like the thing is like you just gotta work small. You gotta get yourself a campaign. Like, okay, over this month, I'm gonna do a week where I boost certain things. Or like you just have to work small and like work your way up. It's annoying because other people will just put $1,000 into that thing, and
They'll
then
just
their
be like,
stuff's
no
at the
problem.
45,000 views or something, and you're like, what the hell? I've been working at this thing way longer than you, and I just want like a little piece of that pie.
Yeah. So we have
Yeah.
4 minutes. My Zoom is like, programmed
Okay.
till
Yep.
because I don't pay
You're
for it.
good. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of other things that I wanted to talk to you about, like, this Somnium space and like Decentraland and crypto voxel, like these
Oh yeah.
these 3D things that are being generated, and like, what are we missing something, or that's I wanted to talk to you about all these things. Maybe I'll have you on again, but it's just where is our place? It's like our place is like I'm still like I want to do an exhibition. I want to have like 30-40 more paintings in India. I want to do that. Because I'm here.
Yeah. Yep. No,
So,
I would say just do that.
like,
Yeah.
what's your next
Like
plan?
work on that stuff.
What's the next
What?
plan for you? What's the next plan?
My next plan. So something coming up that I'm going to be doing is Inktober. I'm not sure if you know about that at all, but it's like a artist prompt during the month of October. I will do a drawing every day, and
Oh,
then they'll have a theme, like they'll say words just like bat or uh grass or sunset or things like that, and then you draw your interpretation of that thing.
uh-huh.
And I'm going to be doing that over Inktober. So if you want to come check my stuff out on Facebook, that's what I'm going to be doing. And then I am planning on setting, or actually this weekend, I'm going to Art Prize. It's this big festival that Grand Rapids throws that is just like a bunch of art. You could win a prize. It's like I think it's like $200,000 if you win first place.
Okay.
Uh, but it's a huge thing all over the city, and I'm gonna go down there with my guitar and with an easel and do some art. And then for the far future, I would say I'm gonna be going to festivals next summer, at least 5 of them in Michigan, and selling my art at a booth. And check out Color My Art every Monday at 6
Nice.
p.m. Eastern
Yeah,
Standard Time.
don't miss that. And like I want to go to some festivals, but I want to go. I don't want to specifically do my art. I just want to check out the festivals because I feel like I've not been able to
Yeah,
check
yeah,
them out.
yeah.
I
No,
just
that's
want to see the feeling that I got, especially Tipper. I love him. But yeah, I just want to say it's such a
yep.
pleasure to have you on, and you're welcome to be on again, even though we're just kind of BSing this. But
Yeah, riffing it. I'm okay with that.
not totally factual here. So just wanted to like, hopefully nobody.
Yeah, I had fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and if anyone wants to be more factual than us, we welcome them too. We're not trying to have a specific opinion. It was kind of like a more
Yeah,
brainstorming
I'm not an
session.
expert.
Yeah, I'm not an expert either, and we just wanted you to enjoy the content. And if you do have something to add to us, or correct us, we are more than welcome to hear your opinion. We're here to hear your opinions.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thank you again for being on my 50th podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, that
I'll
was a
see
good
you
one.